Other wireless companies need 4-page brochures to explain plans that are too complicated and cost way too much. We are not like the others. We are Bravado Wireless. We offer 1 line of unlimited talk, text, and 4G LTE data for only $40 per month, with no minimum number of lines and no hidden fees. This is your year to be bold, connect fast at the best price. We live where you live, and we are proud to be a part of your community here in Eastern Oklahoma. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Welcome back to the Region 2 NJCAA Region 2 basketball tournament. Today we have the ladies. I am one of your hosts, Eric Shannon, and beside me is my buddy Dion Amade. Dion, man, we saw some great games yesterday. I was on camera. You and Jacob were down here, a fantastic game here at the Noble Center.
Yeah, a bunch of guys doing some great things. For that game that we ended with at Seminole State versus Eastern Oklahoma State, man, what a game. Even had players going into the stands, coming back and making baskets. We had it all for you last night, but hopefully we continue the trend of good games here tonight, starting off with the Lady Cougars of Richland and also NOC-Tonkawa. Their boys played a terrific game to start off the tournament last night. I mean, hopefully the girls continue the trend as well.
Well, talk about these two teams right now. Tonkawa comes in, NOC-Tonkawa comes in at 10-16, 7-9 on the conference. Redlands comes in 20-9 and 7-9 on the conference. However, the Lady Mavericks have beat the Lady Cougars twice this season. Even though the Lady Cougars have a better record, the Lady Mavericks seem to have their number.
Yeah, that always seems to be a situation, especially when you're playing in conference. The matters go out the window.
Right.
They go, the record, it doesn't matter. You got to play your game because you never know what the other team knows. So hopefully they got some things figured out and we see a close ball game here and both of these teams put out their best effort.
Now, as Dion and I were sitting here getting ready, a couple of the Redlands girls were over here downing some Red Bulls, so they're getting their wings ready, right?
They definitely are. Lady Cougars seem like they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Hopefully that energy level stays up throughout the whole contest.
Yeah, I think, we've had some great games yesterday, and this is our first game here at the beautiful OBU campus in Shawnee, Oklahoma. And so you're going to get to hear Dion and I for the next 3 days. Don't get too tired of us. I know you and Jacob put on a show last night.
Yeah, it was fun to hang out with Jacob, but now my buddy's here.
That's right, right. We both bleed orange. All right, Lady Cougars will take the ball first. Lady Mavericks coming out with a little bit of a soft zone, going to leave the top open. Shot taken, no good. Shot was taken by Carissa Jackson, but that one will drop for the Lady Cougars.
And it looks like Dixon was able to get the offensive rebound and then go straight back up with it. Good job by her. One of these things that you're going to have to do, create second chance opportunities as a group and as a team.
A turnover there for Tonkawa. Leading the charge back down is Judkins and loses the ball underneath the basket. We'll give it back to the Lady Mavericks. Brooklyn Judkins is your point guard for the Lady Cougars. Turn around, down low, won't go. Mavericks retain possession. Resets the offense. Up top is Tani Bennell.
Almost a turnover there. Luckily enough, another.
And no sooner than you said it, there we have a turnover, and that was by a travel or carried her feet there. So the last time these two teams met, Redlands lost by 7. And off the glass, and that was Jackson. So Jackson gives the Lady Cougars a 4-point lead.
That was a good assist by Brooklyn off of the block shot there. Here comes down the court number 24, Hopkins, running the point, and she gets fouled.
We'll see. They're going to call the foul on Brown, so they called it on. Now they're going to call the foul on Taylor Watkins. It'll be her first, and that will send number 2 Jenkins to the line to shoot a pair. So Jenkins drops the first one and will drop the second one. 6-0 in favor of the Lady Cougars. Now on our next dead ball turnover right there, I want to bring up something to you, Dion, that you can maybe answer for me. That was a 2-pointer by Dixon. Dixon up against the glass.
And it just seems like this Lady Mavericks team of Tonkawa is just a little out of control offensively to start off the ball game. A couple of turnovers on less than 5 series offensively. Not what you like to see to start the game.
The rhythm just doesn't seem like it's there. And there in the backcourt, losing the ball was Bennell. And that kind of tells you when your point guard has a hard time keeping a handle on the ball, you're off just a hair. I'm really surprised Tonkawa hasn't called a timeout to kind of regroup. And even a point-blank layup right there is missed, and that was by Brown. Driving, trying to go up against glass, is blocked from behind, and the block was by Bailey White. The shot was by Jenkins. No, scratch that. It was not by Jenkins. That was by 24 Hopkins. And off the glass, look at that, Hopkins gets a pair. So just about everybody, you've had 4 different starters score for the Lady Cougars so far.
Gotta love that fadeaway right there.
Oh, and nice, she brought rain with that one. That was Watkins, big-time three-pointer. And those three-pointers can kind of get the momentum pumped a little bit.
Yeah, really can get your team going offensively. Those three-pointers are a momentum bringer, and hopefully it brings them offensive production throughout the rest of the game for the Mavericks.
Boy, that is a smooth touch right there. Bottom in the corner. That was Jenkins. Jenkins has a nice touch there, launching that one. 12-3 now the lead by the Lady Cougars of Redland. Three-pointer, bottom of the left corner won't go. Bounces in and out. Rebound by the Lady Mavericks. Turnaround jumper won't go there, and that was by Maples.
And a good move by Maples, just didn't hit the backboard at all. She tried to go straight for the hoop, and it wasn't there.
Nice dish down below by Hopkins, finding Jackson. So Jackson drops it in off the glass, and she will go shoot another one.
And that's a good job by Jackson, keeping the ball above her head and then going straight up with it.
And they called Maples her first personal. So that's 3 fouls now on the Lady Mavericks. Free throw is good. 15-3 now. Now the lead for the Lady Cougars. Oh, and a nice pickpocket right there. Picked out of the air, nice layup against the glass. And Hopkins is sure showing her athletic ability in this first half.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. The way she just came full speed on the steal. I thought she was going to dunk it there for a second.
And we have a whistle. And subbing in right now, coming in for Tonkawa is number 1, Brown. And number 22 coming in for Redlands, and that is Kylie Stewart. Different point guard. No, scratch that. Sorry. I was looking for the knee brace, and the monitor blocked my view there. Brown jump shot, and she found her spot.
And that was a smooth stroke by Brown right there, being able to come off the screen, find her spot, set up, and in one motion, go up and knock it down. That's more of the offensive series that they need from the Mavericks to turn this thing back into a ball game, as number 24 for the Redlands, Hopkins, knocks down the big-time three-pointer.
Yep. Turnaround jumper. Maple's still unable to hit that turnaround jumper. Rebounded underneath by Jackson.
And she's working down there. She's showing off some great moves. She just can't finish it off.
Pick off by Brown, then she turns it right back over. So Lady Cougars hold on to it. Drive. Wow, nice ball control there by Dixon.
Dixon with the strong move to the cup, and she finishes. I thought that fadeaway over there at that layup spot might have just deterred the shot a little bit, but went in without her.
Yeah, she's had a little magic on those fingers, made it roll right in, put a little English on that. So far, I'll say I'm very, very impressed with the way the Lady Cougars are playing right now. Very athletic, very quick to the ball.
Yeah, very much so, but right there, the big-time three-pointer by Chelsea Roods, knocking it down. They need to continue hitting these shots right here, especially behind the arc, because they're down by a lot of points right now. So they're going to need to find a way to get back in this game in a hurry, and one of those ways is knocking down three-pointers.
Wow, and there you go. Boy, they continue to stay hot. That's Jackson once again from the free throw line, pops one in. But you're right, Redlands seems to be letting they're content with letting the Lady Mavericks shoot those, and that might be why. It's a very low percentage shot. That might be the first time one didn't fall in quite some time for the Lady Cougars. They get the rebound, though.
Yeah, because they were on a little bit of a hot streak right there.
And two back-to-back attempts by Judkins will not drop in. Brown drives the lane, and right now Brown is the leading scorer for Tonkawa with 4. Scores 24-10.
And that was a nice move in a fast break. She didn't have the numbers, but she had the wherewithal to keep the ball behind the defender and get all the way to the hoop and make it good.
Long three-pointer on the way, off the back of the iron, won't go, taken by Hopkins. Hopkins trots back, finding her man. She's got Brown. Brown's going to drive again, dishes it off to Maples. Maples drops it in. That's Maples' first bucket of the day. Timeout by Redlands, and Coach wants to talk about this one.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a situation where some of the girls were a little tired out there, and the defense kind of suffered because of it. Looks like they're going to get a whole new group of young ladies out on this court for this Redland Lady Cougars team, and they've earned their rest with this big-time lead that they have right now.
We're looking over at them, and they're been over sucking some air, and they've played hustled that first period quite a bit.
Yeah, and pretty much playing the whole first quarter at that.
So nearly a new group in for the Lady Cougars, and they try to go down low, trying to catch Newberry, but Newberry unable to get that bounce where she could control it.
Yeah, just the bounce pass there at a weird angle, and it doesn't get a clear handle of it.
Jump shot from the elbow won't drop for the Lady Mavericks. Three-point on the way, back of the iron, won't drop, and rebound by Tonkawa. Brown's going to push it, tries to get down low, and I don't have number 2 on my book.
The coach over here stressing for these Lady Cougars to move the ball around the court. It was starting to stay in one player's hand too long. He wants to see that ball move around and confuse that defense and get some better shot attempts, just like they get off the inbound pass right there with Stewart knocking down the layup.
Stewart adds 2. That's her first bucket of the game. 26-12, the spread right now, as the first quarter will start winding down. .22 seconds, 21. You can see the on top of the scoreboard, or on top of the backboard, and a nice off the glass shot by Brown.
I don't know if she called glass, but she cleared out her teammates like she did, and she knew she was going to take that last shot.
Walk going to be called, so a turnover will go to the Lady Cougars there with 3.5 seconds. And even as ugly as Tonkawa's played in this first quarter, they have a good opportunity to chip away a little bit more at that lead. And Brown kind of double pumped on that one, almost could have been called a travel. But
it looked like it bounced out of her hand there.
Yeah. Doesn't go in, and the score at the end of the first quarter is 26-14 in favor of the Redlands Lady Cougars over the NOC-Tonkawa Lady Mavericks.
Other wireless companies need 4-page brochures to explain plans that are too complicated and cost way too much. We are not like the others. We are Bravado Wireless. We offer one line of unlimited talk, text, and 4G LTE data for only $40 per month, with no minimum number of lines and no hidden fees. This is your year to be bold, connect fast at the best price. We live where you live, and we are proud to be a part of your community here in Eastern Oklahoma. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Back to action here. Tonkawa chipped it lead a little bit. 26-14 the score. Firing up a three-pointer off the rim won't go. I don't have number 2 on my book, so forgive me for that. Wasn't on the roster. And a walk will be called. That's a second turnover since this group has been in. Dion, they switched up the group, the Lady Cougars did, and they've had 3 turnovers almost immediately.
Yeah, and I think the coaching staff for the Mavericks of Tonkawa kind of anticipated that, because as soon as the second unit came in, they started pressuring a lot more.
So the skill set, obviously they're still good. They're playing college basketball, but a little bit different. Jump shot there was tipped a little bit, it looked like, by Jenkins. Now Jenkins was one of your starters, so she's still in there. Driving layup and will go. How she got that one to drop, I don't know. That was Bennell.
Yeah, that was a great move by Bennell. Able to turn the corner right there and get the little scoop layup to get the roll and roll in for the Mavericks.
Score is 28-16 now. And I was wondering, I was real curious if they were going to call a charge on that one, and they are going to, and that was Lovings. They're going to call on the charge there.
Yeah, that was a little unfortunate because it was a situation where there was a little window there for Lovings to sneak by, but it closed quickly.
Jump shot by Brown, front of the rim, won't go, and you see 3 of the 5 starters fixing to check back in.
And so this was that opportunity for the Mavericks to try to close that gap just a little bit as some of the second unit was in, as Lovings knocks down that jump shot right there.
Well, that was pretty.
And it looks like they missed their opportunity as most of the first unit is about to roll in here.
Three-pointer won't go. Benno with the shot. That was a long shot. You know, since they hit those 2 early three-pointers from way out, they started to cover that up.
And they've gone cold behind the arc. I don't believe they've hit a 3-point shot since that last one by number 24, Hopkins, who's about to check back into the game.
Yeah, the Lady Cougars have not hit a 3-point shot. Hopkins is the only one that's hit one. And this one's a little bit too long. So right now, both teams are trading empty buckets. And they will call a blocking foul.
And that is a big-time shot by Benno. Able to take the collision and get the shot up and hold her composure to make it a good look, and it goes in.
Trying to see who they called. They called the foul on Dixon. Number 20, Dixon, is who they called the foul on. So at the line is Benno, and this will be her first free throw attempt. She has 4 points, and they all are coming in this second quarter.
And she misses the opportunity for a 3-point play with that miss right there.
Shot too long and rebounded by Murray for Tonkawa. And shot, rebound, then deflected.
And that was a good defensive possession right there. Benno trying to push the ball aggressively up the court. Rudland doing a good job of getting back on defense and stopping the easy basket to a 0-point attempt.
Hopkins kicks it out. Jenkins shot, just circles in and out, won't drop. 31-18, the score now. Long shot, 3-pointer won't go. And rebound by Murray, her shot won't go. Jenkins pulls it down for Redlands.
And NOC-Tonkawa is getting a lot of second chance opportunities, but still not making them count.
Nice pass and nice backhanded layup, but won't drop in. And they are going to call Murray on a personal foul for a push. So that's foul number 5. And free throw up and good for Judkins. And it's Judkins' first points of the game. (32-18) our score. And Tonkawa is going to take a timeout. It will be a 30-second timeout. So, Dion, one thing I was going to talk about earlier, I heard some of the coaches talking, or some of the officials talking pregame up in the hospitality room. They said this ball that they were using has a little bit different feel. They said the rubber on the ball almost feels like it's an outdoor basketball.
Really?
Yeah. So they were wondering how much of a difference that was going to make, because they were commenting just like the ball feels really, really different to them.
That's interesting because, you know, when you get in these courts, it's more of a leathery feel to the basketball, as most of our viewers know.
So, I mean, I want to say if there were some shooting woes, but obviously Redlands has had no problems hitting the basket. Big shot there, backside by Murray.
And it looks like Murray doesn't have any problem with it either as she knocks down that three.
32-21. Redlands still on top. Turnaround jumper missed. And this is where Tonkawa has a good opportunity to chip away. Maples down low, turnaround jumper is blocked. And that was blocked by Jackson. That's Jackson's third block of the first half. Ooh, nice turnaround and nice turnaround bucket by Hopkins.
Yeah, that's a nifty move right there. Good job by Judkins coming down the court and making that last-minute dish, and just an even craftier move by Hopkins, being able to get it up and get in the basket.
Hopkins is like a little Penny Hardaway, and she picks the pocket once again. Layup is missed. Oh, 34-21 remains the score. Benno drives off the glass. She did call glass. I heard her.
Just too much momentum right there for Hopkins on the fast break basket.
Judkins trying to drive, and Murray will pick up the foul on the baseline. That's Murray's second personal and the sixth team foul. Score 34-23. 4:33 to go in the first half. Jumper by Jenkins, won't go. Rebound by Benno. Benno's actually picked up her play quite a bit since that first quarter.
Yeah, she's doing a good job of pressing the issue, and I think it's more of in the pace of what the Mavericks are used to.
Nice kick out there to Brown for Brown to have the jumper. So Benno has picked her game up and has opened up other players. And Judkins' jumper won't go. Benno three-pointer, oh, so close. Good rebound underneath by Lovings.
And a nice pass over there to Jackson as she gets the easy layup.
Pass just a tick too high, trying to get low to Roberts, and Roberts unable to corral it. Some new faces checking in here for Tonkawa. 21 Biddy, and again, that number 2 that I don't have on the roster. We'll check that at halftime and get her name. .325 and counting, 36-25 the score. Redlands trying to add to that lead. Three-pointer on the way by Lovings, won't go. Rebounded by Biddy. Biddy's going to bring it up. Brown, little start-stop. She had a little problems with the ball, but in the end it worked out. She collects the foul.
Yeah, does a good job. Doesn't quit on the plays. Able to strip it away from Jackson there as she collects the rebound, and then she has a nice little scoop layup attempt, and Jackson fouls her on the way down and going to the line for 2. Still Redland with an 11-point lead, but this Tonkawa Mavericks team has been able to cut into the lead just a little bit. Still a double-digit lead, but we'll see if we can fix that with this next free throw attempt.
Won't drop. Big rebound by Jackson. .250 to go. Jackson starts to drive, loses the ball, and will turn over. Well, no, it will stay with their possession.
Yeah, that was just quick hands over there by Brown. Able to strip that away from Jackson really quickly on the help defense.
Three-pointer won't go for the Cougars. We'll turn the ball over to the Mavericks.
And everything seems to be working for Redland except for the three-point shot.
You're correct. They can hit those mid-range jumpers, but the three-pointers have come at a premium. Nice dish by Brown to find Maples underneath. Maples' second bucket. So they trim the lead now to 8. So what once was a 14-point lead or a differential has become 8 real quick. Nice give and go, and they're going to call, I believe they're going to call a foul before the bucket.
And that's unfortunate. I mean, it's fortunate for the Mavericks because that was a nice pass over there by number 10, Mariah Jones.
Wholesale substitutions coming in for the Lady Cougars. At the line to shoot is Lovings. Lovings will shoot a pair. Knocks the first one down. (37-28). Second one won't go. Rebounded by Biddy. Driving layup, and Roberts gets it to fall in.
Yeah, Robes making a strong.
Robes.
Yeah, sorry. Robes making a strong attempt at the basket and musters her way through and gets the layup. That was a crafty way of getting up and under.
Buckets aren't falling near as easily as what they were in the first quarter.
Good hands by Jackson, but she turns it over.
Oh, and they had Biddy wide open in the paint and missed her. And gonna call her for a walk, got her feet tangled up and fell down. That was 23 Bennell, your point guard. But she's got that big old knee brace on there, and that probably hindered that spin move. .111 to go in the second quarter. 37-30 is your score. Redlands is up. Hopkins trying to force a layup in there, all kinds of traffic. Finally finished off by Jenkins after she rebounds a miss.
Yeah, and she didn't get that call, but luckily enough her teammate is over there to help her with the offensive rebound.
And a blocking foul will be called on number 23, Judkins, as 14.
First personal foul. 2 free throws, Chelsea Rose.
At number 15, Taylor Watkins checks in for NOC-Tonkawa.
Second one drops in. 39-32, they've got it within 7 now.
And they're in the double bonus, so she will get free throws.
At the line is Carissa Jackson. Jackson has been at the line once and hit her free throw. No, that's Hopkins, isn't it? Excuse me.
One more free throw, Brittany Hopkins.
Hawkins doesn't hit the second one. Rebounded by Jenkins. Hawkins back. 26 seconds. They're up 8 points, 40 to 32. Coach is calling for one more shot.
The shot clock and the play clock somewhat evenly matched.
Nearly in sync. Hopkins sets it up, pulls it back, tries to get a shot, won't go. Of course, she just got too much traffic to get a good shot off. And really a good shot by Benno, bounce off the glass.
That had a little bit of a touch on it. That might have been able to float in there. She had the right aim, just a little too much mustard on that hot dog.
She had some mustard for sure. All right, that'll take us to halftime, folks. Lady Cougars of Redlands up 40 over the NOC-Tonkawa Lady Mavericks 32.
A voice, a right to stand up against overpaying for data you don't use from companies that don't live where you live. We are Bravado Wireless, and we are here to answer your call for a better plan right here in southeastern Oklahoma. Now get 2 lines with unlimited talk and text and 14 gigabytes of shared data for only $64.99 a month, because cost should never stop you from connecting with those who mean most to you. We are Bravado Wireless. We believe in the power of connection.
Welcome back to the Noble Center. We have the Redlands Lady Cougars are leading the Tonkawa Lady Mavericks 40-32. Currently high scorer right now is Renea Hopkins, has 10 points for the Lady Cougars, and Jenkins has 8. On the flip side, the Tonkawa Lady Mavericks, Brown is the leading scorer with 9. Little first shot, a little cold.
Yeah, it was an interesting thing to see yesterday as teams were coming out of halftimes. The ones that were hot, if they stayed hot or if they, kind of cooled down with the little break. And a lot of times the teams had cooled down a little bit, and it gave the team behind a little advantage or some time to come and catch up and making it a more interesting ball game.
3-point on the way, won't go. Shot by Bunnell, and that one does not drop. Hopkins brings it down, the leading scorer right now for the Lady Cougars, who started off the game just absolutely red hot. She walked, I was going to say, she almost got away with that one.
I didn't see it.
You're one of those defensive backs. You never see anything like that.
I didn't see it, ref.
I never touched him.
I never, ever touched that guy. I don't know why he's on the ground.
Yeah, see, I'm an old offensive lineman. I understand that. I never held him. he fell down on his own. Brown leading scorer for the Mavericks, and a left-handed layup. Nice move by the young lady.
And she's very good with that little scoop layup right there. It's just with the sheer fact that she can shield the defender away and then at the last minute come up with the scoop layup, and it seems to always find the bottom of the net.
She's not a big body, but she plays real big when she goes in the paint, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, she's very strong and physical and has a good awareness and body control in there.
Ball tipped back out. I'm going to reset. Dixon had the ball, so Lady Cougars will reset. 3-point by Hopkins, short, and will bounce out of bounds. She's unable to track it down. So turn the ball over to Tonkawa.
And a little bit of a slow start here in the second half by both of these teams.
Not near the pace we had in that first half.
Not a lot of movement offensively. See some players standing around just a little bit.
Jumper won't drop, and that was shot by 15, Watkins.
Yeah, and Watkins had a good look at that, but it just hit the back of the rim, and I hate when those shots kind of do that.
Oh. Boy, that was just kind of a bang-bang play. They're going to call a charge on Junkins as she received the pass from Jackson. And, boy, she clocked Beno, and Beno is still down on the ground.
Yeah, a situation where Junkins kind of got tripped in the lane there, and she was a little out of control, and Benos was just right there. So a little afraid that she might have hit her head because she wasn't able to brace herself at all.
So she took a little spill there, so she will exit for a few moments as the training staff checks her out. We have all those concussion awareness tests that they do now.
Yeah, make sure she still has all her faculties.
Brown kicks out Maples, and yeah, I thought they were going to call her for a walk, and they called Brown for 3 seconds.
And that's one of the things that you have to be aware of when you're a guard or one of those perimeter players.
Right.
You're not used to those rules down deep in there in the trenches. So she stays down there a little too long.
Do you look at the officials and say, those rules don't
apply to us?
Apply to me. I'm a guard.
Yeah. He's like, nope. Everybody gets the same rules.
Long three-pointer, had a lot of arch, won't drop. Ball was rebounded but then stolen. Hopkins on the other end. Tried to kick it back over to Jenkins and unable to. Pass was broken up, so it will stay with the Lady Cougars.
A little bit of sloppy play by Redland right here to start the second half. And a nice shot over there by number 20 for Redland, coming into the teardrop in the lane is Dixon.
Long three-pointer shot by Murray, unable to go. And we figured out who number 2 was earlier for Tonkawa. Number 2 is Alexis Bishop. In the program, she was down as number 0. So that's where the confusion came in. So our first game of the day, and we're starting out with a good game. Both teams have kind of settled down into their offenses respectively.
Yeah, and Tonkawa's had a fight their way back to making this a competition. I think at the most they were down by 16 at one point. Good move by
nice.
Jackson over there with the spin move and the easy layup for her.
I have been very impressed with Jackson's play this game. Nice rebound. She has a couple of blocks, and she's probably coming up on a double-double as far as rebounding.
And that's one thing that I noticed about her. Everything is somewhat effortless for her. She just very smooth in everything she does down there, down low.
Even when she's running down the court, it doesn't look like she's working very hard, but she obviously is. So Maples will pick up her second personal. At the line is Dixon. I couldn't see the official was blocking my view here. Dixon makes the first one. Second one goes in. 46-34 the score. 5:22 to go in the third period. Three-pointer up on its way by Murray, and it's good. So Murray has hit 2 3-pointers. Gotta tell the coach to be nice to our audio cabinet here.
Yeah, that's some expensive equipment over there, big guy. You can't afford. I don't know if you can afford that.
Knocks us off the air. We may have to have a little rumble here. I'm going to get a kind of a reach-in foul there on Dixon. So now Lady Cougars have 2 team fouls.
Yeah, the Lady Cougars is going to have to play some better defense so we can have some equipment over here that stands the test of time.
Right. Long jumper way off the mark by Beno. Long rebound, though, picked up by Watkins. One official wants to call a walk, the other one says it might be a foul, so they're going to converse. So they're discussing the play clock here, or shot clock rather. So I didn't hear the explanation on that one.
Yeah, we didn't get a clarification, but we did get a clear block right there by Jackson.
Hopkins going to drive the paint. She'll try to kick it back out, but it's intercepted by Murray. Driving lane is Beno, and nice rolling off the glass layup.
And that was a great move by Beno. You saw the way she was able to get the defender off balance with the kickback on the drive. She hesitated for just a second, then she drove on the hesitation, had the defender on her back, and then she finishes strong in the lane.
So she will go to shoot, and her free throw is good. So he gets the old-fashioned three-point play. Then all of a sudden now we see a 6-point differential, and coach for Redlands will call a 30-second timeout, and he will talk about this this lead. Originally it was 26-14 in the first quarter, and then the Lady Mavericks chipped into it and then it was 40-32 going into halftime, and now it's 46-40.
Yeah, so the Lady Mavericks doing a great job of finding a way to get offensive production, get some turnovers, get some three-point opportunities, and get back into this game.
Well, you said it very earlier. They just kind of had to, kind of pick their poison and just keep chipping away at it.
And now that they smell a little blood, they're going after it with that full court press.
Well, they're much more aggressive this second half than what they were in the first half. And obviously, these two teams know each other well as they've played already twice this season. And a turnover, well, they were expecting a turnover, but a ball knocked out of bounds.
So you got to anticipate this was in the game plan, that press and playing it aggressive, but when that lead got so big that they kind of had to sit tight in there and kind of whittle it away before they could get right back into the game plan initially.
Jackson couldn't get her shot, tried to kick it out. Ball was intercepted, knocked down. Now a jump ball would be called. And Jackson trying to get her teammate Loving straightened out where she wanted her to be. Jackson will check out.
Lady Cougars trying to get some fresh legs in there.
Brown will bring the ball down for Tonkawa, and Brown has had a very nice game. She now has 11 points.
Oh, and a good defensive stop there by Judkins, but Brown steals it away and goes up with the layup.
Wow, way to be aware right there. So Brown, now has 13 points to go with her total. 30-second timeout, and Dion, let's talk about some spring fling coming right around the corner. Hopefully we get rid of this winter weather. And at Bravado Wireless, we have an iPhone XR for just a penny on our Bravado premium plan. Just a penny.
Just a penny.
You can probably find one of those in the parking lot.
Tell me more.
Yeah. For just a penny, go check out BravadoWireless.com or visit a store near you and say, I want an iPhone XR for a penny on the Bravado premium plan, and our awesome customer service reps will explain it all to you and get you on a $40 or get you on a on the way for a great plan with Bravado Wireless. Fighting that press, and that's what happens sometimes when you're not used to that, is get called for a walk.
I'm telling you, this Mavericks team, they smell it.
They have certainly ratcheted that up quite a bit. This young lady in front of us took the spill earlier. Looks like she's back in good health. Nice jump shot there by Benno.
Benno just goes up, finds her spot, and takes it. Doesn't hesitate at all.
Lady Cougars having a horrible time trying to get the ball up court. 46-40, just a 2-point differential.
And it's like I said, they came out of halftime kind of slow and sluggish and a rough start, and slowly but surely the Mavericks were chipping away at this lead, and now no sense of urgency from these girls when they really need it the most, and it's a 2-point ball game at that.
Well, we're sitting, the Redlands bench is right next to us, right on our left. And one thing I noticed is Coach is doing a lot of subbing in and out, like he's trying to find the right chemistry, the right pieces to put together. Maples, nice jump shot by Maples.
And a good pass by Brown.
Yes, she struggled in the first quarter, but has since done very nice. Loving's trying to get the ball down to Jenkins. She does, and Jenkins off the glass. Just having a hard time breaking that press, but when you have Jenkins standing underneath the bucket, that's a good place to go.
Yeah, it certainly is. They just have to get their eyes up and find her.
48-46. Lady Cougars hold a 2-point lead now. Maples looking for room to work. Off the glass too much. Gets a rebound and gets fouled by Jackson.
But she gets the travel first.
She gets called for the travel. I was going to say, boy, Jackson, that could have been her third foul. It would have been nasty. So the Lady Mavericks will stay with the press. Jump shot by Jenkins short. Rebounded out deep by 15 Watkins.
And there was nobody inside to get the layup. And a good job by Jackson with the block and the rebound.
Hopkins is going to push. Jenkins, another jumper, this time from the wing. Won't go. Rebound by Brown. Three-point on the way, and it's good.
And you could tell as soon as she snapped that wrist, Bailey White was knocking that three down, and now they have their first lead of the ball game.
49-48, Bailey's first shot of the game. Bailey White hit the three-pointer there. Fighting for it is Dixon and gets her rebound and a bucket to take the lead back for Redlands. 46 seconds and counting left in the third quarter. 50-49 to score, and a turnover there by the Mavericks will give the ball back to the Lady Cougars.
And still Redland continuing to sub. Can't keep track of who's on the floor and who's not.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're just, it's a revolving door here. Oh, they got Judkins wide open. Almost stepped on my tongue there.
Yeah, and they kind of drew them out there. Alexis Bishop came up to guard Hopkins and forgot that she had Judkins behind her all alone.
Seven seconds. Beno looking for space to work. Shoves off, and three-point attempt on the way, and off the rim, won't go. Rebounded by Hopkins, and that was White. So that'll be the end of three quarters, and your lead has shrunk dramatically. The Cougars are in for a fight. 52-49 over the Lady Mavericks right now, going into the final period. Stick around, folks. We got a great one in the works. Look at that, 14, 18, 17. They've slowly been going down. They've been going.
At the conclusion of this game, be sure to stick around. We're going to recognize the women's all-region team, first and second team, and the coach of the year right at the conclusion of this game.
KJ!
That will be followed by the 3 o'clock game with Northern Oklahoma College and Commoners. Redlands basketball is starting.
Back to action here at the Noble Center. Oklahoma Baptist University campus. Beautiful campus here in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Speak about beautiful. Lovings with a turnaround jump shot off the glass. That was beautiful, my friend. And 54-49 the score as the Redlands Lady Cougars are ahead of the NOC-Tonkawa Lady Mavericks. And dribbled off her foot was Alexis Bishop.
And it looks like this Redlands team is trying to wake up a little bit here in the fourth quarter. They took that third off, was able to continue to keep the lead at the end of things, but wasn't their best quarter at all as Jackson puts up that shot and knocks it down.
Well, they're going to need a lot more of Jackson, I believe, in the middle. If anything else, to maybe speed the game up just a hair and just let her hit some buckets down the paint. Three-point attempt on the way by White, and that one won't fall. She's 1 of 3 from behind the three-point line right now.
She got the confidence from that first three right there, but she hasn't been able to hit since.
Loving's three-point on the way. Wow. That young lady just stepped out and said, I'll give it a whirl, and look what she found.
Yeah, and that's 2 possessions in a row that Lovings has knocked down a shot, a great post move on the inside on the last possession, and then right here knocking down the big-time contested three.
And remember, she came off the bench, and so far she has 8 points coming off the bench.
Sometimes that's what you need when your starters and some of your main key players are a little sluggish at periods of the game. You need somebody to step in there and make something happen, and that's what Lovings is providing right now.
59-49, so back to a 10-point spread.
Nice pass by Brown.
Bishop off the rim, won't go. Her three-pointer was short. Hopkins will bring it down the court. Wow, Junkins going in, and I heard body contact over here.
She blocked everything on that.
She blocked body, ball, her shoes, everything.
Nothing was getting past the point where she said no.
Loving trying to drive, and she will get the bucket. So Loving is the MVP of the fourth quarter so far.
She is answering the call right now. They needed somebody big time in this fourth quarter, and Lovings is saying, I got you, coach.
Lovings has stepped up and has 10 points. 7 in the fourth quarter alone, make that 8. So Lovings has 8 points. Excuse me, she's got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She has 12 points, 8 of those in the fourth quarter. 6-2-49. Three-point is good by Bennell.
And that's exactly what these Lady Mavericks needed. Richland was starting to run away with things once again, and
trying to get Jackson down below, and Jackson, they all sunk on her. So they see the same thing we do, that Jackson could be the key inside. Loving's three-pointer. This one, wow, what in the world? Look at her. She does this Jordan thing walking down the court going, I don't know what's going on.
She doesn't even know what's going on. Loving is hot right now. Counted, not 8, but what is that, 12?
12 in this quarter alone. This is like playing on the NBA 2K. She's hot. She's got like a little fireball underneath her.
Yeah, that's what we call a heat check right there. That thing rolled in very nicely for Lovings.
So, yeah, if I'm just I'm spotting up and finding Lovings. Bennell was fouled on her shot. First shot, or her first free throw, will not drop. Now, if they could just guard Lovings from here on out. 53-65 to score. Loving's wide open. Layup, holy guacamole. Look at that.
I thought she was going to dunk it for a second.
Dunk it.
The coach is coming over and saying, somebody should guard her, huh?
Yeah. 14 points in the fourth quarter alone. Watch some replay right here. They're going to find her way wide open.
And you know what? We asked for somebody to step up for Richland so they could extend this lead, and Loving said, you know what? They love me. I'll do it. So we're with the full timeout. We'll take it to break. We'll be back with you here in a second.
is truly no place like home. Right here in Eastern Oklahoma, Bravado Wireless provides the best unlimited talk, text, and data for only $40 a month. We believe in strong, connected communities. That's why we live stream community events like local football games. You may not know us by name, but we'll be at the same festivals and cheering for our kids on the same sidelines. Because we live where you live. Visit BravadoWireless.com or visit one of our stores, where we make it easy to join our family. Bravado Wireless. We believe in the power of connection.
Welcome back to the Noble Center. We have the Tonkawa Mavericks, Lady Mavericks, are down 67-53 to the Redlands Lady Cougars. And the story of the day is in the fourth quarter, coming off the bench, is Lovings with 14 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, she's just been able to find a touch to the basket that nobody can seem to match, and she's kind of in disbelief herself.
Right.
As Jackson comes down with that rebound.
Beno had the jump shot, 6 minutes and change to go in this fourth period. Hopkins, nice move by Hopkins. A little double pumper.
And they've been running that motion offense the whole second half, and eventually they were going to do a situation where they were going to fake the pass and go to the hoop, and that's exactly what Hopkins did right there.
Able to get Brown underneath, but she couldn't corral it to make a shot there. Beno kicks it out. Murray, three-pointer on the way. Too far. I think it bounced off of Hopkins. I think she was looking for it.
And that was a good eye over there by Beno, able to come around and get the kick out.
And you're going to see the replay of Hopkins driving. Nice move by the young lady.
You can see the defense was anticipating the motion of the offensive player coming around and receiving the ball, and she kind of fakes it, and they hesitate, and she makes them pay.
Well, I don't think they're not keeping an eye on number 30 over there, too. So they call a foul on number 21, and that was Biddy. That's a cool last name.
I like it.
No, I think it's cool. Just an observation there. For a random observation from the bench. Lady Cougars will inbound the ball nearly right in front of us here. Hopkins showing her footwork, dumps off to Jackson. There you go. Opens up that little bit earlier, opens Jackson up big time.
That was a nice dish right there, and good job by Jackson, able to complete the process.
It's awesome to see players that really understand how that works. You make a bucket, now you give it to somebody else because they're paying attention to you, and then they get open, and then they make a bucket.
That's how it works.
71-53 at the line is Brown. Brown will be shooting a free throw or two. First one up, no good, too hard off the back of the rim.
One more free throw, Brown.
The big smile coming off right off the court right there by Lovings. Kiera Lovings, 14 points in the fourth quarter. Brown hits her second one. But the Lady Mavericks has certainly cooled off here in this fourth quarter. Oh, looks like we have an inadvertent elbow to the face there.
Looks like there's a little bit of blood there.
So I didn't see it. I don't know if we have had a camera on that. Fans are yelling that she was intentionally hit, but I don't. This game hadn't got chippy enough to go there yet.
Nah.
So as coach is chatting with the official just a little bit. Now we're going to get back under play. So hitting the chops there was number 21, Biddy. Fed the ball down low to Judkins, but she was unable to control it. Loses it out of bounds. 71-54, just under 5 minutes to go in this final period.
And that's unfortunate because that was a good pass by Dixon, and Judkins just couldn't hang on to it.
Really good look. One of those things you dream of. 3-point on the way by White, won't go. Excuse me, that was Watkins. But what once was a 1-point lead in the third quarter by the Lady Mavericks has changed hands dramatically. 71-54. Going up for the layup and fouled was 23 Junkins, and so Brooklyn Junkins will go to the line to shoot a pair. First one won't drop. Second one on the way and will drop. 72-54. Benno driving layup is good. And a 30-second timeout. 30-second timeout by Tonkawa. So coach wants to talk about it, see if they can chip away at this lead again.
And we thought Richland had fell asleep there in the third quarter, but with a lot of thanks to the play of Lovings, they have extended this lead once again. Mavericks somewhat struggling in the fourth quarter to find some offense, only scoring here or there. But, I mean, if they're going to continue in this tournament, though, Redland cannot fall asleep like that again. It's not going to be too many chances for them like that to be able to go down and get back up and extend the lead like they have in the fourth quarter.
Most definitely not, because next up they will be playing the winner of the Connors NOC Enid game coming up next. And Enid is ranked, has the top seed right now in this. So you got to bring your A game. Nice finding Dixon down low, and Dixon adds 2 more to her total. So great anticipation by the coaching staff, knowing what Tonkawa was going to come out with. Watkins' three-pointer is good. So that's Watkins' second three-pointer.
And they're going to need a couple more of those to get back into this ball game.
If you remember, Watkins is one of those in the first quarter that started that spark.
And I'm surprised Dixon didn't step out of bounds right there.
She was awfully close. Dixon will go to the line to shoot 2, as they say she was shooting as she got fouled. A lot of confusion right now on Tonkawa. A lot of girls turn around looking, asking. So they had sent out, I didn't even see who it was, sent out a young lady for blood. All right, back to action. A lot of confusion we're trying to figure out here. 75-59. At the line is Dixon. Dixon hits the second one. Makes it 76-59. 3:23 to go in the fourth period. Sorry about that, Dion stepped on his toes there.
No, you're fine.
Not figuratively, literally I did.
Man, what a nice shot there by Bennels, though. Getting into the lane with a nice jumper.
And Benno has 8 in the fourth quarter. And we have a full timeout as the teams will talk about it.
Big wireless companies keep getting bigger and bigger, but their coverage where you live is still small. At Bravado Wireless, we provide the best unlimited talk, text, and data for only $40 a month, right here in Eastern Oklahoma. You deserve to connect fast to your family, friends, and colleagues, wherever they are, with no interruptions and no excuses. Don't buy into big. Go bold. Go Bravado. Visit bravadowireless.com or visit one of our stores, where we make it easy to join our family. Bravado Wireless. We believe in the power of connection.
Back to action here at OBU, Oklahoma Baptist University here in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Beautiful campus here at the Noble Center. We are at the NJCAA Region 2 basketball tournament. Today is ladies action. Yesterday we had the men's, had some nice games. Had a good game to start out, and rebound and layup won't go for Jackson. Jackson's had a pretty solid game today. Benno has been the hot hand for Tonkawa in the fourth quarter. That was 23, but she gave it up. And a running layup by Webster. Abigail Webster is her first appearance of the day. 76-63, 2:30 left to go in the final period. Loving dishes it off to Nixon. Nixon can't get it. Turnaround jumper, Nixon with their own rebound, won't go. Benno with the rebound. How'd she stay in bounds? Wow.
That's a magical baseline right there. It's two players that I thought was out of bounds that knocked it down, and then she knocks down a big-time three.
Good thing you're not the official.
True.
76-66, so now a 10-point spread once again. So Benno has basically put the Mavericks on her shoulders this quarter. And Loving, that's really the first time she's missed. Benno hesitates, starts to drive, and she looks gassed. Benno's trying to get her teammates situated, and they're going to call a push on, I believe, Loving's.
Yeah, and it looks like fatigue is starting to set in for some of these players, starting to see some fouls being called, and the defense is suffering because of the legs are going dead.
So Benno will be at the line. Is she going to be at the line already? I don't think the fouls may not be accurate up on the scoreboard. So she hits that foul. So Benno makes it 67-76. That one's short. Rebound by Junkins, and she will bring it up the court. Wide open underneath is Dixon. Dixon somehow gets her shot blocked, and they're going to call a foul on Jackson underneath, and that will send, I believe they will send Bailey White to the line. Bailey White has one field goal this game, and that was that three-pointer she hit earlier. First one up and in.
Nice form on the free throw line.
Second one up and good. 69-76. And nearly turned the ball over. Junkin's able to save it. Shot clock winding down. Hopkins has the ball. She's in the drive, puts it up, and gonna get called for the charge, so no basket. Wow. So they're gonna call Hopkins for the charge. If basket would have counted because the basket went in, but so on the charge now, Tonkawa has the ball. 76-69. Benno trying to look for room to work. They've got to be a little quicker than this. And Maples walks in the paint.
Yeah, that's a costly turnover right there. That's something that they can't afford, being down 7 points.
I'm really surprised Benno didn't set one up right there. So a timeout by the Redlands Lady Cougars. 30-second timeout. Coming up next, we will have the Connors Cowgirls versus the Enid Lady Jets. Is it Lady Jets or just Jets?
It's a good question.
Good question. It's not really a female or male jet. It's a jet's a jet.
I guess we'll find out.
Would they be the pilots? Lady pilots? We'll have to look that up after this game and make sure we get it correct.
Yeah.
But
don't want any confusion.
No confusion. We don't need any of the faithful coming after us. I'll blame you.
And I'll blame you right back.
Well, you can outrun me, but I'm going to push you down and throw something at you.
I'm sure if I get up, I can still catch it.
You probably could. No doubt in that. And ball inbounds to Hopkins. She's immediately fouled. .4 seconds. Hopkins will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. And first shot is up and good. Hopkins gets the second one out, or in, 78-69. Benno, three-pointer on the way, is going to be short. And that's one you could kind of tell her legs have kind of gone away from her there.
Yeah, I would agree. She's been playing a lot of minutes today.
Well, in the first half, she played all. It says she played all 30 minutes in the first half.
I don't believe I've seen her out here in the second either.
Jackson, free throw was good. Second one is good also. 80-69. Benno kicks it over to White. White's three-pointer won't go. 10 seconds, just winding down now, and they foul Hopkins.
Second personal foul, Thea Brown.
Hopkins at the line. She's hit all but one of her free throws tonight, and she hits that one. Now, the Redlands Lady Cougars will move on to play tomorrow at 6 o'clock. So we'll have them tomorrow at 6. And that should do it, and barring anything spectacular happening.
Why'd you take that 3?
Well, that was way out there. There's your ball game, folks. The Redlands Lady Cougars will advance to play tomorrow at 6 o'clock right here at the Noble Center in Shawnee. And the Lady Mavericks will end their season out of NOC-Tonkawa. So a good ball game up until Kira Lovings went off for 14 points in the fourth quarter. That was kind of the difference right there.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, they were fully asleep in that third quarter. Nothing much going on for Redland as they extended that big-time lead in the first half, but they came out of halftime very quiet, very sluggish, but Lovings woke up and knocked out some big-time points, and it was very, very, very loving to see.
All right, we are checking over some final stats right here, and top point getter of the day was Carissa Jackson for the Redlands, and Lovings comes off the bench with 7. They both had 17 points. Look at that.
And the unfortunate thing was the fact that Jackson just 1 rebound shy of getting that double-double that we mentioned that she might be able to obtain.
Yeah.
But still a great performance by her and a great showing by Redland. Other than that third quarter where they were a little bit not with us there.
Right.
They woke up there in the fourth quarter, were able to take this one down and get the win, and we'll see them tomorrow versus in the winner of the next matchup that we'll see here.
Benno is the leading scorer for Tonkawa with 23 points, but a great second quarter or great fourth quarter for Lovings. And there you go, folks. Great ball game here. The Redlands Lady Cougars win and kind of convincing fashion there at the end, taking to win over the Tonkawa Lady Mavericks. Stick around. We've got more action to come. We'll be right back after these messages and next game coming up.